Good afternoon. This is Monday. Had the baby all day. Sam's back home. Darren's out there working in the chicken coop. Building something, I'm not too sure. This camera's crazy today. And I am starting to clean up because I don't really try to clean up when I have the baby. I pick up, but I really don't. I like to spend my time with him and not worried about the house. If I get it picked up, I get it picked up. If I don't, I'll do it later after he leaves, or we'll just start fresh on Tuesday and get it all accomplished then. I used to think that you had to have a perfect house at all times, and now it's just like I figured out that your grandchild's time is precious, and I would much rather play with him and show him what family values are as far as quality time. And so that's what I practice now. Before, it was all about getting stuff done and making sure your house is clean and everything's perfect for whoever came over or whoever, you know. But anyway, I am cooking tonight. It is called the Best Homemade Chicken Pot Pie. And I had y'all way too close. So this is, I've got it already started, but I don't know if you can see. Calls for butter, potatoes, carrots, onion, celery, garlic, flour, chicken broth, cooked chicken, heavy cream, parsley, salt, pepper, and pie crust. And I've already melted the butter and got everything going. I used the chicken broth from when I cooked the chicken. I boiled chicken this morning in the crock pot, and I used the 3 cups of chicken broth from that. So I've got that going. All it was the butter, and then you add your garlic and onions, and I guess celery. I don't put celery in it because I don't like it. And I've never pushed it on to Sam or Darren, so I don't add the celery. Butter, garlic, onion. Let it cook a second to saute. Then I added the peas, carrots, and corn, and potatoes. And then you add 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and then you add your 3 cups of chicken broth. And so you let that come to a boil, and you let it thicken up. I've already added the peas. It says add peas, stir in chicken, and then you place it all in a pie pan. It'll bake 2 pot pies. And then you place the crust over the top of it. So I will show you what it looks like once it gets thick enough, and I add the chicken and get the crust on top of it. Okay, everything is added. The peas, carrots, potatoes, garlic, onion, chicken. I used the chicken broth, as I said, and now we're going to let it kind of simmer a little bit and thicken up. You do it just like gravy. You would use all-purpose flour and then the chicken broth. So as soon as it thickens up, I'm going to separate them into these 2 pie pans. This one's a little smaller, so a little trickier, but these are the 2 I have. So I will make it work, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's put together, and then after it cooks. You cook it on 375 to for 30 to 45 minutes. So okay, I forgot. I'll see you then. To add the 1/2 cup of heavy cream, and then you take an egg and with a tablespoon of heavy cream and mix it together. Set it to the side. That will go. You'll brush that on top of the crust once you get it set. So I'm gonna let it cook down a little bit more, and I may have it up too high, and let it thicken up, and then we will put it in the pie pans. We'll be back. Okay, we're going to spoon this into here. Let me get a bigger one so we're not here all day. Try not to make too much of a mess. I already got enough to clean up today. We played extra hard today. It's Monday, so usually I don't see him too much on the weekend, and so he likes to, I call it Cuddle Monday, because that's pretty much what he wants to do. I'm gonna actually swap these now, and since this one's so much smaller, go ahead and do this one. So this has enough in it, and then I'll just put whatever's left in the other one because it's a lot bigger. And a lot of times I will, well, I've done it a couple times. I'd make 2 of them and send one home with my son and his girlfriend. But I do it a little different. I don't put onions in it. And then I don't put peas in it because my son doesn't eat peas. So what I'll do is I will add the peas to the very last. I will fix their small one because there's just 2 of them. And then whenever I get theirs fixed, I will put it back on the stove and put peas in it and heat it up a little bit, and then continue with mine. But this is about what they look like once you get them in, and I will be back with the price. Okay, this is what they look like. There's 2 sold in a pack. And you definitely want it cold before you start because it's just easier to work with. And let me tell you, I am not the best at this. It does not look like a professional. It's done and it's good. So that's all that matters in this house. Okay, I've got that one done, the smaller one. And like I said, I'm not a, you know, they look good, but they're not, you know, what you would take home from a bakery. And I'm sure there's a lot of other women out there that likes to make them look really pretty, but I say as long as they're edible and they're good and the family likes them. And I like for them to be pretty, but I don't usually able to make them look as pretty as most women. But then you cut a little slit in them. And so we got that. And then we're going to take the brush and the egg mixture. It's 1 egg and a tablespoon of heavy cream. And we're just going to kind of spread it on them, just like you would if you're barbecuing. Just going to spread it along the edges and on top of it. It does give it a pretty color when they come out. They're a nice golden brown. Unless you're Darren cooking and they're probably black. I say that because he's going to be editing this and knows that I'm just joking. He's actually a pretty good cook. He likes to come up with different stuff. Okay, 45 minutes in the oven at 375 and they should be done. Got the oven set. I set it for 35 minutes just to check it. The buzzer will go off and I will check it. I am going to clean up this kitchen because it is upside down because I just kind of cooked and didn't care. And okay guys, sorry about that. This camcorder kind of twisted on the tripod. It wasn't tight. But anyway, I'll show you the end result when it is done and 35-40 minutes. And tomorrow night I'm going to make it's not really a recipe, it's just I use broccoli, green beans. You can use any kind of vegetable, and I usually cook it when we go camping, and it's smoked sausage, broccoli, green beans, garlic, onion, bell pepper. You can put asparagus in there, anything that you can cook on a campfire. I have put in there potatoes. A lot of people use red potatoes. I've used them. And you just kind of throw it all together. I always cook my potatoes a little bit or all the way before, therefore it doesn't take as long. Salt, pepper, and I put a stick of butter on top of it. And a lot of times I do it in a full pack if we're camping. If we're at home, I will do it in like a 9 by 11 or 8 by 11, whatever pan I have. And it will fit in, just depending on how many vegetables I use. So that's what I'm cooking tomorrow night. I have to go and get broccoli, but I will video that. Also, y'all have a good evening, and I will show you the end result when they get done.
Wow, those things look fantastic. And can't freaking beat them. Anyway, guys, we're getting ready to eat. Gonna let them cool off for a minute. Look at her, the hoot. She's getting ready. She makes my plate. She always makes my plate because she's special that way.
No, because he's special that way, and he can't make it.
That's not nice. But in just a second, you're going to see a picture of my ugly mug and my beautiful wife pop up on that side of the screen. On the opposite will be some videos if we are indeed your brand Awakey. Somewhere in and among this page, push the button to subscribe to the channel. As always, guys.
I think it's right here.
She says it's what she said.
It's right there.
Okay. Take care of your people.